It's late. The thing is due tomorrow. You've known about it for weeks. You finally open the document, and a blank white page stares back at you. A cursor blinks in the corner. You look at it for about 4 seconds, and then, almost against your own will, your hand reaches for your phone. You feel a flash of relief, and then half a second later, a wave of dread, because you know exactly what you just did, and you know you're going to do it again in a minute. So here's the real question. Why would any creature sabotage itself like this, on purpose, over and over, when it feels this bad? You've been told the answer your whole life. You're lazy. You lack discipline. You just need to want it more. But that explanation has a hole in it, and once you see the hole, you can't unsee it. If procrastination were really about laziness, it would feel good. Lazy is comfortable. Lazy is a warm couch and no guilt. But procrastination isn't comfortable at all. It's stressful. It's anxious. You are often working harder to avoid the task than the task would have taken. Nobody enjoys the pit in their stomach as the deadline closes in. So this can't just be laziness. Something stranger is going on. And to understand it, you have to stop looking at your to-do list and start looking at a brain that was built for a world that no longer exists. Let's go back. For almost the entire history of your species, there were no deadlines, no calendars, no projects due in 3 weeks. Your ancestors lived in a world of right now. The rewards that mattered were the ones you could see, touch, and use immediately. Ripe fruit on the branch, an animal in range, a threat in the grass, warmth, food, safety, now. In that world, a very specific kind of brain won. A brain that grabbed the reward in front of it and didn't waste energy agonizing over something that might pay off many months later. Because in a world that dangerous and that uncertain, later was a gamble. You might not be alive later. The fruit might be gone later. The smart move, the survival move, was to value what's real and immediate. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called present bias. Your brain systematically values rewards you can get right now far more than bigger rewards you'd have to wait for. And it's not a bug. For your ancestors, it was one of the smartest instincts they had. But now, look at what we've done to that brain. We took a mind that was finely tuned for immediate, physical, visible rewards, and we dropped it into a world of deadlines. And a deadline is the exact opposite of everything that brain was built for. It's abstract, it's invisible, and its reward is far away, in a future your ancient wiring barely believes in. Think about what your brain is actually being asked to do when you sit down to work. Give up something good right now, the phone, the snack, the easy dopamine, in exchange for a reward, finishing the project that is distant, uncertain, and often not even that fun when it arrives. To your ancient brain, that is a terrible trade. It's being asked to pass up a real reward in your hand for an imaginary one over the horizon. And so a part of you quietly refuses. That's the mismatch. You are not weak. You are running ancient survival software on a machine full of modern problems it was never designed to solve. And this is where it gets sharper, because there's a specific piece of machinery doing the sabotage. Deep in your brain sits a structure called the limbic system. It's old, evolutionarily ancient. It's the part that handles instinct, emotion, and the raw pull toward immediate pleasure and away from immediate pain. It is fast, it is powerful, and it does not care about your 5-year plan. It only knows one word: now. Sitting on top of that, behind your forehead, is a much newer piece of equipment called the prefrontal cortex. This is the planner, the part of you that can imagine the future, weigh consequences, and say, this will matter later, so let's start now. It's the most sophisticated tool your species ever evolved, but it has a weakness. It's slow, it takes effort to run, and it tires easily. So every time you face that blank page, a fight breaks out inside your skull. The prefrontal cortex says, we should really start this. And the ancient limbic system screams, that's uncomfortable, and relief is right there in your pocket. And here's the cruel part. The limbic system is older, faster, and stronger. In a straight fight, when you're tired or stressed, or the task feels threatening, the ancient part usually wins. Your hand reaches for the phone before the planner even finishes its sentence. That flash of relief you feel, the instant you look away from the task, that is your limbic system being rewarded. You removed a source of stress, and your brain gave you a little hit of relief for it, the exact same way it would reward you for stepping back from something dangerous. You have accidentally taught yourself that avoiding the task feels good, and a behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. That's why procrastination is a loop, not a choice. Every time you flinch away from the hard thing and feel that tiny wave of relief, you are training the ancient part of your brain to do it again, faster. But notice something. The trigger for all of this isn't the work itself. It's the feeling the work creates, the flash of stress, the whiff of "this might go badly." Your ancient brain treats that small emotional threat almost the same way it would treat a physical one, with an urge to escape it immediately. Which means procrastination was never really about time management. It's about managing a feeling. You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the discomfort the task makes you feel. And your oldest survival instinct, move away from what hurts, is doing the rest. Once you see it that way, the usual advice starts to look useless. Just have more willpower is like telling someone to win an arm wrestling match against a much stronger opponent through sheer attitude. You will lose because you are trying to beat an ancient system at a game it was specifically built to win. So what actually works is not fighting the old brain head-on. It's tricking it, speaking its language the ancient brain only understands now, and small and safe. So you shrink the task until it stops registering as a threat. Not write the report, which sets off the alarm, but open the document and write one ugly sentence. That's so small the limbic system doesn't bother sounding the alarm. And the moment you start, something quietly flips. The dread of a task is almost always worse than the task itself. Once you're a few seconds in, the threat evaporates, and suddenly continuing feels easier than stopping. You can also make the far-off reward feel closer and more real, because a distant, invisible payoff is exactly what your ancient brain ignores. Give yourself something immediate for starting, a visible checkmark, a small break you actually take. You're not bribing yourself because you're childish. You're translating a future reward into the only language your oldest wiring understands, which is right now. And maybe the most freeing part is this. The next time you catch yourself reaching for your phone in front of a blank page, you don't have to hate yourself for it. That reach isn't a moral failure. It's a 200,000-year-old instinct, doing precisely what kept your ancestors alive, in a world of fruit and predators and immediate danger. The instinct isn't broken. It's just old. It's running perfectly, in the wrong century. So the thing you're avoiding right now, the one that popped into your head while you were watching this, you don't need to win a war against yourself to start it. You just need to make it small enough that the ancient part of your brain stops seeing a threat and lets the newer part do the one thing it evolved to do. Imagine the future and take the first small step toward it.